the Cardinals' first baseman, something Voigt or. So we lost a bullpen guy out of him, but in all reality, Britton's still better than him. So I mean, honestly, bro, I was more excited about other trades than that. I like the Brewers trade. I know you guys. I'm not trying to put you guys down, but I mean, it made them a little bit better, and it gives them a veteran experience that they lack.
The Brewers are seriously trying to make a push for this playoff.
They are,
and I mean,
they got a good player for that.
And the Cubs are not taking commanding lead of the division right now. So if you're the Brewers, if you're going to strike, it has to be now.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, the Cubs just dropped 2 games to the Cardinals.
We lost 2 to the Royals.
You know, those division games.
Yeah, those are tough.
Matter. You know.
Especially against the Cardinals. I mean, they're within a reach of a playoff game. Not in the sense of winning. I don't think they're going to win the division. Come on now.
Since firing Matheny,
yes,
they have played a lot.
You were telling me Fowler's been hitting the ball better now than Matheny.
Fowler is looking like he did with the Cubs.
And that's dangerous.
Yeah. When he's
It's a
playing
great leadoff, man.
Carpenter's eating his chili or whatever it is. I don't know. But they're looking a lot better, and it's kind of scary as a Cubs fan.
Sometimes getting rid of the toxic environment,
the
which is the
overlord leader.
Coach, yes. Yeah. You get rid of Darth Vader, and the light is shown.
And the Jedi's right.
Yeah, you know, so you never know. I mean, but they picked up a veteran piece. He's been there. He's won a World Series before. I think they crumble. We obviously see they crumble when it comes down to the crunch situations. You give somebody a veteran player that can kind of keep their mindset where it was before that they crumble.
Right.
It could change something. I mean, do I think they're going to win the division? No. And ultimately, you guys are going to win the division. And it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be you guys and the Dodgers in all reality. So the Brewers are just making waves. That's all they're doing.
Definitely. Joe, you got anything you want to say about the Brewers?
No. I mean, it's you know, just like I know what it is with them. I mean, they're going to make that push and ultimately fall short. But, I mean, they do have a very stout outfield, you know.
And this tightens up their infield a little bit.
Yelich, Kane, and what's the other guy's name? I don't know, man. Fuck. But anyways, their pitching is an issue just like with every other team in the NL Central, I feel like. So it's the Cardinals are on the outside looking in, but the Brewers have a shot. Just, I mean, you see how we came out the gate. You know what I mean? We came out the gate, lost a couple real quick, so anything can happen right there.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think of like the overall landscape of MLB right now? Division races that are going to be worthwhile. We know that the AL East is going to be wire to wire. Now they took a hit with Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
3 weeks, is it? So that's going to hurt, but
we just got to expect our other big name players to step up. You know, that's just all it is. And we got Gleyber back, so I mean he was on the 10-day too.
Right.
So that hurt a little bit. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean in all reality, you think about it, the AL East, the NL Central, the NL East, the NL Central,
pretty much every division except
the AL Central.
Yeah. The Indians are terrible, kind of, and they're going to run away with that.
You don't know what they are. You're like, are you guys like that good? Or are you guys that bad? Or
are you just coasting because you know you don't need to worry?
I mean, in all reality, I mean, think about it. It's kind of like the Warriors. If they could coast, well, they're not in the sense of a powerhouse like that, but in that division they are to where they can kind of just. Oh,
we're not going to beat ourselves up.
Yeah.
We're going to wait till the postseason.
Just swing it a couple pitches today. It's okay. Don't do it.
So I wanted to bring the scenario up to you specifically, AK, because with Aaron Judge getting hurt, and they were already kind of letting some space get built between them and the Red Sox. I know you're confident about them getting back to the World Series, but that wild card game, that one-game wild card game, is scary from the sense of it only takes one pitcher to have a great game to ruin all of your plans. Yeah.
I used to be afraid when our pitching was atrocious and we didn't have anybody.
Okay.
One playoff game, Severino's going in. I mean,
but if you play against the Mariners, you're more than likely to face King Felix.
But he's not King Felix like he used to be.
Oh, he got rocked last night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not like he was. He should have left when he could have and went to win. But that's a whole nother topic.
True.
But we have the Mariners name. We played them 2 series. We swept them 1, and we took 2 out of 3 out of the other.
For sure.
Like I said, the only team I'm ever really worried about is Houston. And we wouldn't see them, obviously, unless Seattle made the push and won that division. And that's not going to happen, let's be real.
Right.
So, I mean, in all reality, I'm not too worried about it. Last year I was, because Severino wasn't like he was this year.
And that game came to the
wire. We went down in the first 3 innings, 3-0, I believe it was, and I almost turned the game off. But at this point in time, I'm not too worried about it, because then, I mean, our lineup, we're going to produce runs. So as long as Severino can keep it under 3 runs, 9 times out of 10,
you're going to score more.
We're going to score more than 3 runs.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about that. Like I said, it's just Houston. They could easily go back. I mean, Red Sox could easily go to the World Series this year for all I know. I mean, their team is, but like we said, they did it last year, and then look what happened to them in the playoffs. But you can't always, like we say in fantasy football, you can't say what they did last year, because it could be completely different this year.
That's why the Brewers kind of was like, all right, they might eventually one day get it, because, I mean, in all honesty, that's what everyone said about the Cubs. It's like, oh, you're the Cubs, you'll find a way to screw this up.
Yeah.
So
and you guys finally...
we found a way to not screw it up one time, and I got to give everybody that same energy from the sense of, you can always change things.
Yes.
So I hope that the Brewers don't do it.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. So I'm not too worried about the playoff game in all reality. It is what it is.
Have you accepted the 1-game playoff?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
The thing is, so I guess you could say I accepted it, because, I mean, at the beginning of the season and the pretty much until All-Star break, we were real close,
right
if not leading.
Yeah.
We were up, they would be up, vice versa. I thought we were going to blow it away in the second half. It's still early, because our schedule is easier, winning percentage wise. So that gives us an edge. But if we make the 1-game playoff, I'm not worried about it. It is what it is,
Yeah, for sure. NL Central. John, I'm going to let you hammer down on this one.
What about
Cubs are leading the division still, but the Brewers are right there. Hold on, I just
How many games you guys up?
I think 1.5. I don't know.
It's right here.
It's just a half.
Half.
Just a half game. The Brewers are making moves, and they're going to make a legitimate push. And like I said, eventually somebody breaks through. I'm not saying that I think the Brewers are going to do it now, but there is the chance. So how are you comfort-wise on the Cubs and the division?
Not comfortable at all. I mean, how could you be?
I mean,
with everything we got going on, as a Cubs fan, how could you say this is okay?
Chris Bryant's on the DL now.
We've had Rizzo and KB 66 games together.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we're still winning games. That's okay, but in the broad aspect of it, like, is this going to win us a World Series?
It doesn't feel like it.
Because that's the name of the game, right? I mean,
right. Oh, yeah. You look at what
4 out of 5 NLCSs, yeah, that's cool, but
you want more.
Is the NL really that dominant to where we can't win one, or get to another World Series now?
The Dodgers. That's that's your only hurdle.
Which is why I say I think it's kind of a foregone conclusion. It's going to be Cubs Dodgers in the NLCS. Right. Now, if we get to the World Series or not, it's going to depend on that series, obviously.
Right.
But there's teams on the come up in the NL, but they're not there yet.
Yeah.
As a Cubs fan,
Atlanta's got to wait.
As a Cubs fan, I need to see. Chris Bryant has not really been the same player since he got hit in the head by that pitch.
Right.
Anthony Rizzo's had back issues all season. The starting pitching rotation has been mediocre at best.
Not even close.
The bullpen has been a dumpster fire that you just keep.
It's been on and off. There's been points this season where we creeped up to the top 5 in bullpen stats, but you easily
and you drop right back down,
fall right back out.
Carl Edwards gives up 3 runs and puts you right back out.
I've seen 2 very extreme versions of Carl Edwards this year, and it terrifies me.
Right, very good and the very bad.
Yeah. So I mean, the hitting has actually not been as big of an issue. Now, granted, they've been shut out in some games where they probably shouldn't have been shut out in,
and we've gave up 7-8 runs where we shouldn't have.
But we've also had 12 and 14 run games.
Yeah.
So their offensive stats are kind of misleading because of that.
Very.
But knowing what this team's intestinal fortitude is, they'll be able to will their way to the NLCS, but I don't know if they're going to get past the Dodgers. And ultimately, it's World Series or bust. Just like for the Yankees, it's World Series or bust. There's 5 or 6 teams in major leagues that's got legitimate major league or bust mentality.
Right. Win or lose.
Top 5. Mm-hmm. Dodgers were there last year, couldn't do it. Houston won it last year. Boston had this lineup to do it last year and fell apart. The Yankees, we lost in 7 games to Houston. Yeah. I mean, that's the top. And then, you know what I'm saying, you guys lost to the Dodgers, to the team that went to it. So we're in the same position as you guys as of last year, you know. So I'm all right if we make it to the ALCS again, because in all reality, if we don't win, we're losing to a great team. And I'm not mad about it. It's not like we're losing
either the Red
to
Sox or the Astros.
I don't think it's going to be the Red Sox. I think it's going to be the Astros. I think the Astros could easily repeat this year.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary because the last team to repeat were the Yankees when they were extremely dominant. And you know, I don't want to see Houston be dominant for another 5-6 years. Damn it. I'm not trying to see them win what if they do a three-peat? God damn it.
It's ugly.
And it could be that.
Yeah.
The only thing you can count, the only thing you other teams can hope for is that Verlander eventually slowly loses his stuff. Because once that happens, then your dominant pitcher, who's your dominant pitcher then? Because what's Cole going to be at that point in 3 years? So, I mean, they have a very win-now team, and I think that's why I think they're still the favorites to win the World Series in all reality. But, this is a side note. So I'm looking at everybody's last 10 games, and there's only 2 that stand out to me, and it's the Dodgers and the Red Sox. They're 7-3. Everybody else 5-5, 5-5, 4-6.
Yeah.
I think it's that All-Star game hangover. I don't think that
break hurt more than it helped.
I think it got people out of sync, out of groove. Because think about the guys that didn't go play in the game or did the home run derby or something like that. They really haven't. I mean, I'm sure they've swung bats, but at the All-Star game, they're on break. That's their chilling time.
Right?
Yeah.
They're not swinging a bat. They're at home with the kids, swimming, doing whatever.
Chilling. Right.
So you get out of sync a little bit. So I mean, I'm worried. I mean, we're 5.5 back from the Red Sox. It'll probably stay something relatively around there. And then some of these other teams that are catching up. I just saw Pittsburgh's in 3rd place in your guys' division. They knocked St. Louis down to 4th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's only by what?
That's so wild
to me
that there's going to be a team with 100 wins that has to play for the wild card.
In a 1-game playoff game, yeah. But it adds so much excitement and importance to winning your division. And ultimately, that's why they did it. But if you're in that game, fuck no.
Right, but it sucks for that team because you can't control that other team winning the way you're doing. You got to go out, play your game, win your games. They did that, and now they're...
Well, you think back in 2015, the Pirates had 98 wins. The Cubs had 97 wins. They were the 2nd and 3rd best records in all of baseball.
Right.
And they were stuck in a 1-game playoff game against one another.
But that's because the Cardinals did win 103 games.
Yeah, they won quite a bit. So I gotta. This is an odd thing for me to see. So I'm looking at run differential real quick, and Boston's got 174, Yankees 133, Houston's 180. Well, in 2nd place in the division, which they have a above 500 record, Seattle has a -6 run differential. How are they 61-43 at that point?
When they lose, they lose.
Yeah, that is a 2nd place.
Wow.
And what's crazy?
That's hard.
Oakland is in 3rd place, and the Angels are in 4th place, and they are +34 and a +39. So you're telling me a team with a -6 run differential is in 2nd place at 61-43?
The score gets ran up.
I don't know if I should applaud them or what do you do at that point in time?
That's a weird stat because I know a lot of people look at the run differential to figure out if a team's real or not. And if you got a negative run differential, I don't care what your record is, you're not a good team.
Yeah, it's can you not produce runs, or is your pitching that bad, or which one is it at that point in time?
Yeah, that's interesting. Wow.
And in all reality, it's their offense. They've scored 437 runs and have given up 443. The Houston scored 530 and have only given up 350.
So they can't score.
They can't score the ball. Oakland's got 503. Oh my God, Texas is in last place and they have scored more runs than them, 482.
So it's all pitching for Seattle.
It's all pitching.
Wow.